Good morning. Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is going to be a group energy healing. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay, please. This is the first in a set of 3 healings. Of course, you can do just one. You don't have to do all 3, but I will be healing 120 people in 9 different countries for this set of 3 healings. And the theme, there'll be a lot of fundamental work, but the theme, there'll also be work focused on the theme, which is engage more with your body, your physical body, and with nature. So that's really a good theme for this time of year. I'm happy about it. Oh, good. Thank you so much. I got my first confirmation. I can see and hear you. We can see and hear you. Oh, yay. Thank you. So if more people want to say hi, that's always fun. If you could say hi, let me know where you're watching from if you wish. That's kind of cute. Speaking of which, the 120 people I'm healing, they're in 9 different countries, and the geeky stats on that, in case you care, hello, is, I didn't calculate how many are in the US, but a lot are in the US. And then the rest, 7 are in Qatar, 6 are in the UK, 3 are in Canada, 3 are in Korea, 2 are in the United Arab Emirates, 2 are in Bermuda, 1 in Spain, and 1 in Luxembourg. So 90 something people are in the US of the people that I'm healing. And the people I'm healing, 10 of them are kids ages 2 to 17, which is super adorable. Get more hellos. Good morning, Janet and the Angels. My 3-year-old and I can hear you. Oh, good. Hi. Hello. Hi, Janet. Thank you for the session today. You are very welcome. Okay, so it's such a nice theme for right now. We're ending winter and approaching the beginning of spring. And, nature will give a boost to people's ability to be present, I think, with spring. But I think this healing theme has sort of a 2-part purpose. One is so that you can make the most of that seasonal shift that's going to be coming up. You'll be kind of attuned to noticing like, hey, I can be more physical, I can exercise more, or go for a walk more, or, that I'm taking that moment to look at the trees, and, so I think it'll help people like sort of surf the wave of springtime more, which is fun. And 2, we'll look at some deeper reasons and address deeper reasons why you might be avoiding more body engagement. There could be a ton of subconscious reasons, shame, guilt, just regular garden variety stress, all sorts of reasons, fear, and so if you clear that stuff, then you can be more present and more comfortable, fully engaged in your physical body. And the point of that, that's really, that's sort of, I guess, most of what I teach helps people to be more and more physically present. The more present you are, the more your spiritual abilities work for you consciously. So you could be a better clairvoyant reader, seeing energy. You could be a better intuitive person. You could, in other words, like your intuition would be more accurate. You can hear your angels more accurately, or just at all. The more present you are, that's more possible, because you have to get present, you have to heal and unblock and get really good flow, and that's what helps you use all your chakras, and the abilities are in your chakras, the vision, the intuition, all that good stuff. And of course it helps your boundaries, so that you're safer on an energy level, more at peace, more comfortable in your own skin. So all good things. And so anyway, this is just a really nice, well-timed theme. So thank you to the angels for nudging me into this theme right now. What else do I want to say before we start? I mean, other than the fundamentals, I know that we're going to do, like, chakra repair, also repairing minor chakras, especially ones in the shoulders and the arms, ones in the legs, chakras within those large energy channels, because the more those chakras are repaired and whole and flowing, the more you can kind of fit in better. So definitely healing major and minor chakras, repairing them, unblocking them. Of course, aura repair of all sorts. The 2 regular auras and all the Wei Qi auras, for strong boundaries. Creative ring, unblocking and repair, for sure. Some aura nourishing, we've been doing that lately. So not just like unblocking, but really just lots and lots of gold light. I mean, I think I've always done that in the group healings, but I just haven't been as mindful consciously to like point out, hey, this is what I'm doing, so that you can realize, maybe that's part of why the healing feels so much better than, if you do it on yourself, maybe you're not spending as much time just nourishing the aura with lots and lots of universal gold light. So you'd be more explicit about doing that now than before. But anyway, yeah, then we'll see. I'm going to be kind of spontaneous about, the different techniques that come up. I'll look at sample people that the angels show me in the moment, and then, we'll do that technique that that person needs, because that's what we all need, to help us engage more with our physical body and with nature. I hope you're getting a little bit of weather that might be conducive to engaging more with your physical body, but even if you're not, you can stretch indoors. You could do some cardio indoors if you have some kind of equipment, or but even stretching is always an option. So even if the weather isn't allowing you or making it easier for you yet, it will soon. Hopefully. I did sneak in a walk actually 2 days ago. It just happened to be the perfect day for it. It was like sunny, which doesn't happen a lot in this time of year for us, but it was very sunny and no wind, and it was like mid 40s Fahrenheit, so well above freezing. So I got a nice walk in. Okay. So let's see, I got some more hellos. Hi, nice to see you. Thanks for the session. Hi from Chicago. Can see and hear you. Nice smiley face. Thank you so much. Okay, so now we can do the quiet time, and then, which is like 2 or so minutes of quiet, during which time I finish my prep, and then I start the healing. And then after the 2 minutes of quiet, I'll talk out loud and explain what I'm doing as I do it. So that's why this live stream functions as a walkthrough. So you could heal yourself as you watch, whether or not you're one of the people I'm healing. You could just heal yourself. Okay. Yeah, so I'll be quiet now. Oh, and you can catch up on your healthy beverages and hydrate, or you can catch up on, moisturizing during the quiet time, and of course meditate if you want. I should probably moisturize. This is an example of engaging with your body. Okay, thanks so much for waiting. So, go ahead and use your hands when you heal yourself. You don't have to, of course, but it is a way to step up the power of what you're doing just because your hands generate so much gold light. So your hand chakras are in the center of the palm of each hand, and then your fingertip chakras, one in each fingertip. And set them with your intention. They have round openings, and so you set them with your intention to be at a gold vibration, metallic gold, like this glitter. Set those energy centers to be metallic gold, and therefore when they naturally spin, they are generating, the energy they generate is metallic gold in color, which is fine even if you can't see it. It's a vibration that helps let go, heal, repair. So you make a copy out in front of you of what you're healing. So with your imagination, even if you can't see energy, it still works if you do it with your thought or your intention. So you make a copy out in front of you of all of your auras. You have 17 auras, 2 regular auras, and so they're basically all around you in your physical body. So just imagine all those auras, 17 auras, pretty much all in the same place, and then inside that your physical body and your astral body, and then both groundings of your physical body and your astral body and your auras. So connecting you to the core of the earth is what your groundings do. So first let's focus on grounding. So just go ahead and recreate your grounding, red or orange or yellow, and make it as wide as, say, the heel of your hand, your outstretched arm. And then you make a copy of that grounding that you made wide all the way down to the core of the earth. Just comb through a copy of that. Make sure it is as wide as that, because you want it to be as wide as your whole aura, so your aura can release as easily as possible, just straight down, rather than going through some little skinny thing. So use the gold light from your hands to wash out any blocked energy in your grounding. Just kind of speed up the flow downward, the releasing. The faster you're releasing, the more you just kind of roll with things in life. The more things don't really bother you. Things can kind of roll off your back, like water off a duck's back, that expression, You can just, you could process experiences more rapidly that way. Be more productive, all sorts of good stuff. So sometimes your grounding can block up, and you just it kind of freezes you in time a little bit, and so you're not as flowing and present as possible. You're just kind of like tied in knots a little bit. So go ahead and find some knots, meaning energy blocks in your grounding, and they could be from several years ago, or they could just be from this morning. But just melt them with gold light, energy blocks in your grounding. You can imagine them like knots or chunks of rock or stacks of books, whatever. Boxes. Just melt them away. And you can sort of push them all into one area and melt them all at once. Again, we're melting energy blocks in your grounding. So if you have a project that you just can't do, like your brain just kind of melts when you try to do it, you may have energy blocks in your grounding that relate to that project, or they may not directly relate, but they're preventing you from being present and focused when you're trying to do that project. So you can just find the blocks in your grounding that are getting in the way and melt them away with gold light. Sometimes, you know, you may have quite a bit of grief that you didn't get to finish clearing at the time. And so you can have energy blocks in your grounding that kind of hold all the grief in place. And once you clear those blocks, then the grief can release. And once it releases, you actually feel it less, not more, which is really good. So you can just find some blocks that prevent you from releasing grief that are in your grounding, and surround those in lots and lots of gold light so that they melt. Whew. Again, find more blocks in your grounding that are in the way of you releasing old grief. And everybody could have old grief, is likely to have some old grief, you know, even from past lives that you could release. Sometimes you're carrying, well, not sometimes. Another major thing that you could be carrying is other people's problems and pain and burdens and grief and whatever. And so there may be some energy blocks in your grounding that are sort of holding up the release of other people's junk. So find those energy blocks in your grounding that are in the way of you releasing other people's junk, whether it's family members or random neighbors, whatever. Any blocks in your grounding in the way of that, release. And just melt those with lots of gold light. You can also blow them up, of course, if you're healing yourself. All right, so more energy blocks in your grounding in the way of you releasing other people's energy. And just melt those blocks. Okay, so that was a lot of grounding and blocking. And so now let's do indie grounding. Which is easy. Just be aware of the outer surface of your grounding as it goes from high up here. I would suggest that your grounding goes high up to your third chakra, which helps with productivity, sleep, all sorts of good things. So trace the whole outer surface of your grounding from as high as your third chakra all the way down to the core of the earth, and melt away any connections that your grounding has to other people. Just melt away those connections with gold light, gold fire. And you can just remind people that, you know, if you feel like they don't understand about being separate, just say, hey, your grounding's going to work better if it's not hooked into mine. Go ask your angels for help with grounding. It's going to give you a much better day. Go ask your angels to help you with grounding. Okay, great. So that's indie grounding, for independent grounding. Let's do aura repair. And we'll do all 17 at the same time. You can do the first two, the regular auras at first, and then the 15. So like two whole separate processes, but I don't want to do that right now. So just imagine all 17 of your auras out in front of you. And first, let's just use as much gold light on the whole thing as we can. And just get a sense of how many rips you have in your 2 regular auras and how many rips you have in your Wei Qi auras. And they rip when people throw energy at you. And then they can get more and more and more ripped over time if you don't fully repair them. So, okay, so let's do a composite copy technique to make sure we get all the rips repaired. So you just make one composite copy that is a rip in your aura, but it represents all the rips in your 17 auras that are healthy and gentle to repair right now. So you just imagine that one composite copy rip and you repair that one. So lots of gold light very deep in there. And that will be enough to repair it if you got it really, really deep. But you may have some junk in the way, like people's energy, invasive beings, just rando junk. And so just use sticky gold wax and fill up the rip, the composite copy rip, with the sticky gold wax, and the sticky gold wax sticks to everything that's not you. And then you lift out the wax and the junk and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. One more time, sticky gold wax, fill up the rip with the sticky gold wax so it sticks to everything that's not you. And then you can lift it out in a chunk. Angels, here you go. So now you should get enough access to the rip to do a complete repair. Lots of gold light very deep into it so that it grows back and back and back. All right, and then aura scarring is what you might have left over at the edge of part of your aura that used to be ripped. Maybe now there's just a scar, like a hard bumpiness. And so you can melt away the aura scarring so that your aura is even more strong. Because on an energy level, flexible, flowing parts are stronger than rigid, scarred up parts. So just lump together all your aura scarring in one place from those 17 auras and just melt it away with gold light. Lots of gold light. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, great. So let's do sticky gold wax for your everything. So all those 17 auras and the physical body and the astral body and your groundings. That's your everything. So sticky gold wax around the outer surface, especially because you can have hard objects stuck halfway in, halfway out, and also inside somewhere in the aura or the body. So sticky gold wax the whole thing so that the wax sticks to the hard objects, the invasive beings, other people's energy, and even energy blocks you want to clear. Just have the sticky gold wax stick to everything that's healthy and gentle to get rid of at once. Sticky gold wax it all, especially in your body systems too. And then you're going to move the wax and the junk to the side and give it to your angels. So move the wax and the junk to the side. Angels, here you go. Whew. Deep breath. Just relax, wiggle your toes. It's okay to let go. One more time. Sticky gold wax everything on the outer surface and inside everywhere. Sticky gold wax your groundings, your bodies, physical and astral, your auras. Move the junk and the wax to the side. Move it to the side. Angels, here you go. All right, so now let's do a little bit extra repair on these outer surfaces of all your 17 auras so that any little extra gashes get repaired. And gold light throughout. And that extra nourishing, we can fit that in now that I was talking about. Just extra nourishing for all your auras with the universal gold light. And double check your grounding, unblock it. Okay, oh yeah. So aura bruising is more internal than the scarring. The scarring, if it happens, it'll be that outer surface of your aura, but the bruising would be any other any layers really in your aura. A lot of times I'll see it in like 2 or 3 layers at a time in that same area. And it's just from, you know, if energy gets thrown at you and it makes an impact, if it tends to be, if it doesn't make a tear, it could bruise, because that pressure just kind of leaves like a stress, and so you'll get these maybe like a third of that layer or half of that layer will be, you know, right there will be hard and blackened, and so that's aura bruising. So you could just imagine like all your aura bruising that's healthy and gentle to heal right now, just put it all in one spot, you know, all that hardness from your aura bruising that's good to melt right now, and just put it all in the same place. Imagine like a copy of it all in the same place, and then just melt it away like we did with the aura scarring. Okay, cool. So I would say that's sort of aura repair plus what we just did. So then go ahead and recreate your gold buffer zones. That just takes a second. But just go ahead and check your gold buffer zones too. There's a reference video if you don't know what they are. They're gold buffers that you create and attach to the outer surface of your 2 regular auras, and they buffer so that if someone's throwing energy at you, they have to hack through that to be able to hack through one of your regular auras, and it takes a while, hopefully, to hack through your gold buffers. So then you like realize, oh, something's weird, and you redo your buffers. So maybe you never even get regular aura damage because you have your intuition and your gold buffers, and you keep recreating them. But anyway, so there's a reference video on that. I always link it below. If you search generate gold buffer zones, you'll find it. So, but just use gold light through your gold buffers and make sure they have a lot of gold light in them. And for the 120 people, I'm not remaking your gold buffer zones. That's more for you to do with your angels, or just you by yourself. but I'm just running gold light through them in a way to like just kind of remind you, hey, they're here. Make them as strong as you can. All right, so that's gold buffer zones. So, and the buffer zones, they're flowy. They're gold. They just have a lot of gold in them, and that's how they're stronger. But they're very flowy. Okay, I'm going to do creative ring repair next. Just because I think if your creative rings are really out of whack, it does irritate your chakras a lot. So let's do that first, and then we'll do chakra repair. I don't know. I don't think there's a big rule about which to do first, but it just seems like some people that would help if I did the creative ring repair first. So do that. So creative rings are 3 gold rings above your astral body head, 1, 2, 3. And so you just make a copy of those out in front of you, and they can be all banged up and smashed or cracked. If they are, they leak energy, and that means they're not sending that energy down to your chakras and nourishing you properly. And it also can attract invasive beings to your creative rings, and that just gums it all up, gets a lot of blockages from the invasive beings or people. You can have some people that are kind of moochy subconsciously. But anyway, just imagine your 3 gold rings and heal them, repair them with gold light. You may not realize that you have cracks in your creative rings, but you may realize that you tend to have invasive beings all around your creative rings, and it's just because they're leaking because they're cracked, but you can't notice they're cracked. But use your intuition. I mean, it's possible to notice if you kind of train your awareness. So let's do sticky gold wax around the whole area of your creative rings, of course with the copy out in front of you. And just sticky gold wax the whole thing so that it sticks to people and invasive beings or whatever that's around the creative rings, energy blocks, cords from other people. And just move the wax with all that junk away. So the copy of your ring stays in place and you move the wax and the junk away. Angels, here you go. So let's do that again. Sticky gold wax the whole thing. Move the wax and the junk. Angels, here you go. So now the repair process should work, be more easy to do because the gold light has better access to the cracks. I would say the most common place for cracks is at 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 and 9. So like, here and here, yeah, the very front, the very back, and the sides of the creative rings. But they could be anywhere. And these also, they get damaged when people throw energy, and they could stay damaged, until you repair them. It's nice to let your angels heal you subconsciously though, so maybe your angels would repair them for you, but so I think there are some people that are so relaxed and open to angel help subconsciously that all of this stuff is always repaired for them, but I think that would be a pretty rare person. It tends to be that inner resistance and stress gets in the way, and that doesn't happen. So then you have to mindfully heal them yourself. So anyway, this is Creative Ring Repair and unblocking. It's really important that they're unblocked so you can send energy from your 7th chakra all the way up to your 7th layer, and you can bring in new energy of yours from the astral through the top of your aura into your chakras through the creative rings. So just be aware of that space within the creative rings inside of there, and just unblock it enough so that your energy has good flow there, up and down through the rings. And the flaps, your creative rings have flaps on the outer surface of each of the rings, and when you relax, I don't know that I'll be able to find my little illustration of the flaps, but I have a video on creative ring flaps. You search Janet Wright creative ring flaps, you'll find it. Ah, there we go. Well, yeah, this is related to that. Okay, so this is like, say, your top creative ring, although each one looks the same. And this would be with the flaps open and sort of irritated. And this shows these little lumps right here show just some junk in the flaps, maybe a cord or some energy blocks or both. And so you want to remove the junk from the flaps, and you can blow it up or give it to your angels. Remove all that junk, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Remove the junk from the flaps. Angels, here you go. And just more gold light so that the flaps relax and shut. And so then they're flush with the rings, so you don't see them like poking out like that. No pokey flaps. So again, just get rid of all the junk that's stuck in the flaps. Angels, here you go. And just relax them so that they can relax and close. Mostly, you can do all 3 rings at once, but a lot of times if you do the top ring, that's good enough, and then it fixes the other 2 automatically. But it's up to you what you feel like. I'm doing all 3 at once right now. So then once they close, it helps all the flaps of your chakra openings to close as well. Which isn't perfect, because if you have some damage on one of the chakras, you know, it might not close perfectly, that particular chakra, but for the most part, it's a nice sort of ripple effect. Okay, so we did creative rings, so now we could do chakra repair. Healthy beverage moment. So chakra repair, the basic shape of a chakra is an open cylinder. So cylinder with round openings at each end. So let's repair all your chakras at once, and then we can fine tune that if it's necessary. So just imagine one composite copy representing all your major and minor chakras, including chakras in your bigger energy channels, like the chakras in your shoulders and your arms, the chakras in your legs that, you know, keep things flowing. So one open cylinder that represents all your chakras, including acupuncture chakras, you know, like acupuncture points, which are little chakras. So just lots of gold light, and you're healing all major and minor chakras at once. using this composite copy. And your intention is you're healing and unblocking to the extent that's healthy and gentle to do right now. Because with the body stuff, there's a level to which it is gentle, and then if you go over that, it's a little too much. So just have your intention be healthy and gentle. So chakra damage could be gashes, scratches, cracks, missing pieces, things like that. So just let the gold light repair everything. We can do sticky gold wax too, because sometimes there's junk in the way of the repair process. So sticky gold wax, get it inside the composite copy, around the outer surface, everywhere. And just get rid of the sticky gold wax. Angels, here you go. The wax sticks to all the junk. One more time, sticky gold wax around everything. While you're this composite copy of your major and minor chakras, sticky gold wax inside and throughout. And then just get rid of the wax and the junk. Angels, here you go. And keep going with that repair process. Again, this is repairing all your major and minor chakras at the same time, to the extent that's healthy and gentle. And keep breathing. You could use affirmations as you do this, because how much gets repaired in part has to do with how open you are to it. So you could say things like, you know, I deserve deep healing. It's time for deep healing. I can fully repair. I can be whole and strong and healthy. You can imagine energy blocks within the chakra and just melt those away. And energy blocks around the outer surface and around the round openings, melt those away. So in other words, energy blocks could stack up around either of the round openings, or they could be wrapped around the cylinder part. So just imagine blocks like that and melting away. And a lot of times you imagine some, you melt them, and then there are more. And you're not like messing up. It's just that more kind of unrepressed, and you see more, and you're aware of more, and you can melt more. So this would be a nice time to overtly think about the theme of being, you know, as we're melting energy blocks and all your chakras. So the theme, engage more with your physical body and with nature. So you can imagine any energy blocks that are in the way of you engaging more with your physical body and with nature. You don't have to know what the energy blocks are about, when they're from. Just imagine those blocks and melt them away. Another way to do it is to lift the energy blocks away from the copy of the chakras. So just lift the blocks out, and you can blow them up if you're healing yourself, or you can hand them to your angels. Angels, here you go. So again, lift up any blocks in the way of you engaging more with nature and with your body, and hand those blocks to your angels. So engaging more with your body, just to be clear, some people I don't think have this confusion, but some people think that what I mean is like some kind of a gender like norm, like social norm about your gender, and that's engaging more with your body. So be more feminine or masculine or whatever, like your physical anatomy that you were born with is. But that's not at all what I mean. You can express gender or not express gender however you wish. In this lifetime, I think you can be fully present either way, and you don't have to internalize social rules. And also, the more present you are, the more you can kick out social rules and religious rules and anything that you feel is sort of goes against your own happiness and you know, blocks you up. So you can do that. You can, you know, since we're on that topic anyway, you know, if you have any, maybe you do have gender related social or religious or whatever baggage in and around your body from this life or a past life. So you can lift up any of that, any gender related baggage that's getting in your way, and just say, angels, here you go. One more time, just imagine any gender related baggage in or around this composite copy of all your chakras, and just lift it out and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So that could be like examples of that. It could be, you know, like what I was talking about, like, oh, us women should wear dresses, you know, or, you know, that could be some kind of a social thing that somebody tried to impress upon you. Or it could be just something like, well, women aren't as strong as men, or women aren't as brave as men, you know, maybe something, some sort of judgment and limitation like that, that, you know, you want to get rid of. So just lift off any gender-related junk that you don't want out of your chakras and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Another one that can really get in the way is, you know, if you have a male lifetime, some social rules, you know, get put on men that men don't have emotions, or men shouldn't have emotion, which, you know, you have a whole chakra devoted to emotion. So if you're disowning it, it really makes it hard for you to be present. So maybe you have some baggage like that from, you know, if you have a, you know, gender male body in this life or past lives, you know, maybe you got that stuff dumped on you, you know, about not being allowed to have emotion. So just lift off any baggage and rules about emotion that's in your way and give it to your angels. Lift off any more baggage about emotion that's in your way, give it to your angels. Now go ahead and repair your chakras with this composite copy. One too that I see a lot and experience myself sometimes is like, one reason why people might not engage with nature could be that sense of like, well, I have to be productive, I don't have time. Whereas, you know, maybe you really could like find 5 minutes in your day to engage more with nature, but it's that mindset, that sort of intense sort of anxiousness about being productive that prevents you from just sort of being a little more efficient and finding those 5 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever. So lift out, if you want, lift out any baggage in the way of you engaging more with nature, which could be productivity baggage or productivity fears. So just lift all that out, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So again, any baggage that you want to get rid of that's in the way of you finding time to engage with nature on a, you know, really, really regular basis. So lift that baggage out, give it to your angels. All right, so that was chakra repair and unblocking, but then a bunch of very specific unblocking. And, you know, we did it without saying it, but I guess we should say it too. Melt cords from other people going into your chakras. Just melt them away with the cold light. I would only leave, you know, if you have young kids, 13 or younger, leave the first chakra cord to those young kids, just with your intention. But you can go ahead and melt all the other cords. Oh, right. Great. So that was chakra repair, chakra unblocking, and then sort of various themes that we did for unblocking. So I'm going to look at a sample person to see what we're doing next, but it will be specifically about the theme. Okay, so I'm looking at one of my sample, a sample person that the angels picked, and it's somebody's father-in-law that they got the healing for, and he's a widow and or widower, I guess is the expression when a man has his wife already crossed over, and he does have a sense of nature and an appreciation of nature consciously already, but he has this funny way of, like, he notices like birds in the trees, and his spirit will almost kind of go to the birds as he's appreciating it. And so he doesn't get a level of deeper in-body serenity that he could get if he were just to stay very present as he's aware of the trees and the birds, and kind of like harmonize himself with the trees and the birds, you know, like meaning his body and his lower chakras. But he doesn't do that. He kind of avoids some stagnant energy in his, you know, lower two chakras and his inner two aura layers, and just kind of hops out and pretends like he's a bird in the tree kind of thing. So that's sort of a missed opportunity to have a deeper level of serenity and peace, and sort of lightness. He's just sort of avoiding the heaviness as opposed to letting it go. And the problem with that, of course, is you have less, like I said, you don't have that deeper serenity, but also, you know, it impacts this life, it impacts your future lives as well, because that heaviness that you're not clearing comes with you then into future lives. So we don't want that. So let's just let's be aware of 3, 2, and 1. So 3 is, you know, where the sternum bone ends, and then 2 is about an inch or 2, depending on how long you are, how tall you are. But it's about an inch or 2 below the belly button is second chakra, and then first chakra is at the base of the spine. So just imagine 3, 2, 1, and then those inner 3 aura layers of your 2 regular auras, layers 3, 2, 1. You know, all the way around your body, 1, 2, 3. And we'll just unblock those extra, because we already just did a lot of chakra repair and unblocking. But we'll just do 3, 2, 1. Especially at the bottom and the top of those aura layers. So like right here and right here, we'll unblock those extra. So we just want to help you be more unblocked and flowing so that you can enjoy nature and have that serene sort of lightness from within your body. You don't have to disconnect and pretend you're a bird. So again, we're unblocking aura layers 3, 2, 1. And especially the back of chakras 3, 2, and 1, because the round openings for chakras 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, the round opening is in the front and then the back. So imagine the back of each of those, you know, like big copies of the back, the round opening of the back of each of those. And also, why not the back of your Kundalini chakra too? Your Kundalini chakra is maybe about half size of these 7 major chakras, and it's right below your first chakra. So the more healed and repaired and flowing that is, the more kind of mellow you are, and the more you can regulate it, so you have a lot more control over how revved up you get and how deeply you sleep. So I'm just extra unblocking the Kundalini chakra beneath the first chakra. And I'm blocking 3, 2, 1 as well. I have a whole playlist on the Kundalini chakra stuff. I'll make sure that's linked below. Within a day, it'll be linked in the comment section below the healing summary. So right now I'm unblocking the back openings, the back round openings of chakras 3, 2, 1, both astral and physical. And then that Kundalini chakra only exists in the physical body. And I'm unblocking that too. And the front openings, sometimes, you know, people are really like trying to be aggressive, and in your face they'll throw energy, and it might not damage the chakra, but it might not damage the outer surface, the outer, you know, sort of hardware, the cylinder part, but it could like sort of scoop out this front surface, which is not good. So just heal that front surface, repair the front surface of chakras 3, 2, 1. So like an example of a front surface of, say, a third chakra that is fully repaired, it would look like sort of like the surface of water. It would look yellow, because yellow is an ideal color for the third chakra, so you can set your third chakra to yellow. But then that front surface, it would just be like if you sort of tapped it, it could ripple like water, you know, so there's no hardness. There's nothing scooped out, right? But if it's scooped out, it could look like it has black, deep scratches in it. So you just kind of melt those away with gold light until it looks more like ripply water. And do that with the front of the second chakra as well. Just melt away any damage. And the front of the first chakra, melt away any damage there in that round opening. So the front round opening of your first chakra, if it were fully healed, it would be like, if you tap it, it would be like red, ripply water. But if it's damaged, it could look like, you know, just burnt, hard, black parts. And I didn't mention the second chakra color. The ideal color is orange. It's like a rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, light blue, deep blue, and purple. I have a chakra handout if anyone wants it. It's like 2-page attachment, you know, to an email. I could email it to anybody. It's free. It talks about chakra colors and location and what each one does. You can just email me and ask for that chakra handout if you want it. All right. Okay, so that was extra work on chakras 3, 2, 1. Both the aura layers and the chakras, and also the front surfaces and the back surfaces of all the of 3, 2, 1. So it takes time to be fully present in your lower chakras, but that's a good start, of course, what we just did. So we just did 3, 2, 1 chakra and Kundalini chakra, the chakras and the aura layers. So that's the 2 regular auras, what we just did. The inner 3 layers of the regular auras and the lower 3 chakras and the Kundalini chakra. Let's do steps, just to sort of further enhance people's comfort within their body. So STEBs, stubborn triggered energy blocks. So we'll clear stubborn triggered energy blocks in the aura layers. They're going to be in the front. If they're triggered, if an energy block is triggered, it moves to the front of your aura. Or it could be like up here in the top of your 7th layer. So anywhere here or here. So just imagine them all in the same place, out in front of you, copies of your STEBs. And melt the cords going into these energy blocks, because that's why they're so stubborn, because people have corded them and that holds it in place. So melt away the cords with gold light going into your STEBs. And then melt away the STEBs, stubborn triggered energy blocks. You could blow them up too if you're just healing yourself. Oh, wow. Okay, let's do that one more time. Steps, stubborn triggered energy blocks. Just pile all yours out in front of you, copies of all yours out in front of you. And you can bring up red earth energy and soak them too. That might be comfortable for you. And then gold light, just melt away all the cords going into them. And don't worry about who the cords are from. Yeah, melt away these energy blocks. All right. Woo-hoo. So I'm going to look at another sample person. So there is something about nature. It's very restorative. So I was looking at one of my sample people, and he's the adult son of one of my clients, and so she paid for him to get the healing, as well as herself. And he gravitates more towards the cities in general, and he has sort of an association with nature, with people that are of a different political outlook than he has, and sort of more backwards, less modern, less open-minded. So he feels like he doesn't want to be around nature. He feels like that's not him. It's not a part of his identity. Like, he's a city boy, you know? And his angels, I mean, even in the city, you know, the earth is down there, you know, the center of the earth is beneath you, you know, underneath the pavement is earth, you know, and so there is earth energy you could bring up and ground, even if you are in the city your whole life every day. You know, even if it's a very, very sort of, I don't know, you know, it's not a tree-filled city, you know, that you're in, you can still have a lot of earth energy and be aware of the nature on the planet, and kind of use it as a calming influence for you. It's just not so common, though. Usually when people are not physically around the trees and the grass and the parks and the birds and everything, they just kind of get in their own little stressful patterns, and nature can kind of pull you out of that, and realign you with more simplicity and flow, and deeper parts of you. So anyway, in this case for this guy, his angels actually do want him to spend more time actually literally in nature, not in a city, and have more of a balance with that. But because he has these sort of cultural associations with people that, you know, like, he feels like, well, that's not me. He's not really open to his angels, like, nudging him towards a more, you know, half and half lifestyle of, you know, country and city balance. And like I said, you could have a, you know, for some people, it could work to live in the city the whole time, but it probably would still work better if they could resonate with the hills and the mountains and the trees while living in the city, and, you know, have a bunch of earth energy and stuff, just because it is so restorative and clicks you out of a lot of human dramas. But anyway, so I guess the crux of it is that your angels can help you find the balance that's going to work best for you in this lifetime, and also in this part of this lifetime for you. And you want to be able to hear that as well as possible, as clearly as possible. And you don't want sort of resistance and judgments about different society, or what society wants, or blah, 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 what you don't want because they want it, and blah, blah, blah. You don't want that to get in the way of you hearing your angels, because your angels are like trying to customize the most harmonious, peaceful, pleasant, fruitful, productive life for you possible. So, so let's clear and nourish and heal so that you are more open to your angels' guidance about nature and about engaging with your body. So it's really about being open to angel guidance. About nature and your body. So, why might you not be open to that sort of accidentally? Well, you could have inner wounds that just make you less able to be aware of angel guidance, less open to it. So you can just imagine, I guess reground first. Just imagine you're grounding red or orange or yellow. and make it wide, going all the way down to the core of the earth. And you can unblock a copy of your grounding out in front of you with gold light. So, okay, so then inner wounds, go ahead and imagine copies of your inner wounds that are in the way of you being as open as possible to angel guidance about nature and about your physical body. So just imagine copies of inner wounds. You can imagine them like slashes out in front of you, and then you just use gold light to melt them away, to heal them. So imagine the slashes being inner wounds that are in the way of you being super open as possible to angel guidance about nature and angel guidance about your physical body. And just melt away these inner wounds. You don't have to know when they're from, what they're about. Just melt them away with gold light. Okay, and we're going to come back and do that again. We're going to do wounds, then we're going to clear baggage. Well, we just did melting wounds, then we're going to clear inner baggage, then we're going to do flower healing, and then we'll do it again. Wounds, baggage, flower healing. So that was wounds the first time. So then now baggage. Just imagine piles out, just make piles out in front of you of all the baggage that's in the way. That's good to clear now. Any baggage that's in the way of you being as open as possible to angel guidance about nature and about your physical body. So any baggage in the way of you receiving angel guidance, right? And just melt it all away. Or blow it up if you're healing yourself, that's fine too. Melt the baggage in the way of you receiving angel guidance about your body and angel guidance about nature. Okay, good. And then we'll do flower healing. So make energy healing flowers. I like to do that like this, where you move your hands and then you made them. But you can not move your hands, just imagine them out in front of you. But you make energy healing flowers out of universal gold light or universal healing energy that's rainbow colored. Just don't worry about the colors. Just make energy healing flowers that you need, that are going to help you be as open as possible to your angel guidance about nature and about your body. And then just imagine all those flowers. Say, angels, can you double check my flowers? And then give those flowers to yourself. And let's do that just a little more right now, even though we're going to repeat it. So make a whole bunch of energy healing flowers for yourself that'll help you be more open to angel guidance about nature and about your body. And say, angels, double check my flowers. And you give them to yourself. Okay, so then we're going to circle around and do wounds, baggage, and flowers one more time. Okay, so just imagine any inner wounds out in front of you that you still have that are in the way of you being as open as possible to angel guidance about nature and angel guidance about your physical body. And then just melt away the wounds. Imagine them like slashes. You melt them away with gold light. All right, so then baggage, energy blocks that you have within you, subconsciously blocking you, making you less open to angel guidance about nature and angel guidance about your physical body. Just dump all those energy blocks out in front of you, and you can say, angels, can you double check my pile? And then you could blow it up if you're healing yourself, or you can melt it with gold light. So just imagine these piles of baggage in the way of you listening to your angel guidance about nature and angel guidance about your body. Keep breathing. If you have any left over, just say, angels, help me clear those. And then more flower healing. Make energy healing flowers for yourself out of universal healing energy, whatever healing energy you need to be more and more open to your angel guidance about nature and angel guidance about your physical body. And say, angels, can you double check my flowers? And then give them to yourself. One more time, make energy healing flowers, as many as you need, to help you be really, really open to your angel guidance about nature and about your physical body. And then say, angels, can you double check my flowers? And give them to yourself. All right. Well, that was cool. Yeah, because the angels are going to be able to help you customize. You know, there may be a time in your life where you live in the city and you don't, you know, take vacations, and, you know, so there's a different way for you to get the balance you need. Yeah, your angels are really creative, so they can figure it out with you. All right, let's see. I'm looking at another sample person, so I'll be quiet for a minute. So I have a sample person, you know, one of the people I'm healing, and his sister pays for him to get these healings, and he has some baggage that he's avoiding clearing that would be really good for him to clear, but he's avoiding it. And in order to avoid this baggage, he needs to kind of be half in, half out, you know, and sort of not be so present in his even lower 3 chakras, sometimes even 4th chakra. So he's kind of like half there, half not there, which really gets in the way of his like high functioning in life and work and everything. But subconsciously, he's so committed to avoiding a whole bunch of baggage that he doesn't want to feel or deal with. The thing is, you don't have to feel it to get rid of it. That's what people get confused about. So then they avoid it their whole lives, which is like chasing your tail. It's very unproductive. But anyway, so avoidance. So this one will be about getting rid of avoidance, so that you can get rid of the baggage that you're avoiding, so then you can go ahead and enjoy nature and have a good time and enjoy your physical body and, you know, have a deeper experience. You don't have to keep chasing your tail and staying out of your body and avoiding nature just to avoid this baggage. So you can imagine the baggage that you're avoiding that would be really good not to avoid anymore. As big black boxes or black, you know, like trunks that you know, maybe at the old times they used to put like clothes in these big trunks, you know, but you can imagine it as black, because a lot of times when you're avoiding stuff, it's very stagnant and stuck. So as a color, it's not a rainbow color, it's not even brown, it's black. So if you want, you know, you can imagine whatever color. It could be also white, because that's a really high vibration, and so you could have some baggage that you're avoiding that is that color as well. So whatever. You can imagine black or white trunks or both, boxes of stuff that you're avoiding. And say, angels, can you double check all this? And then, you know, you just make copies of what you're avoiding out in front of you, like big black or white boxes. And then say, angels, can you check it all? And they check it all. And so anything that's left over is okay for you to destroy. So melt away with gold light or blow up if you're healing yourself. So just, you can bring up red earth energy and soak it all in red earth energy from the center of the earth. And then gold light and just gold fire. Just melt it all away. All the stuff that you're avoiding. Because this way you won't feel it. It's even more effective than avoiding it. If you get rid of it. And let's do another batch of that. Okay, so just put out in front of you stuff that you've been avoiding, but it would really help you connect to nature and your body if you just got rid of it. So just imagine that like big boxes out in front of you, and say, angels, can you double check all these? And then go ahead, bring up red earth energy from the core of the earth, soak them in red earth energy, gold light, melt away any cords going into them, and just melt away these boxes and all the baggage in it that you've been avoiding. And again, if you're healing yourself, you could also blow it up. Deep breath. Good job. Let's do one more batch of stuff that you've been avoiding. And it's just going to be easier, and you're going to have a better springtime if you clear it now rather than avoiding it. And you'll have your angels check it, so you won't be overdoing, right? So just dump out in front of you. Imagine like big boxes if you want, black or white boxes of just junk you've been avoiding. And say, angels, can you double check all this? And then bring up red earth energy and soak it in the red earth energy. And gold light. Melt away any cords from anybody going into these boxes. And then just go ahead and melt away the boxes. You could blow them up too if you're healing yourself. If you have any left over, you can say, angels, help me clear all these, please. All right, so we did 3 rounds of that. Good job, guys. Woohoo! So that was clearing avoidance, clearing baggage that you're avoiding that ends up making you avoid your physical body and avoid nature, which is no fun. All right, let's see. I'm going to look at another sample person. Okay, so this sample person I'm looking at just happens to be a male but you know, women can get just as stuck as men. It just so happens the angels are picking out a couple guys for me to look at. But anyway, so he's somebody's son, like an older teen, and he can get kind of detached from his body, kind of tuned out. And I'm looking at two things that I want to address with that. People can get very scattered, and so there are parts of you far, far away. And so obviously that's going to get in the way of you manifesting, you know, nature time and connecting with your physical body on a daily basis. So that's one thing, just being scattered because you're overwhelmed. So we'll do that, heal those parts of you so they can come back. The parts of you that have scattered and are overwhelmed. But then there's also a different thing, which I see some of different clients of mine doing, where you can scatter because parts of you are confused and they think that the answer is somewhere out in the stars or the answer is somewhere far away. And so it's not true. I mean, yeah, you go to the astral with your angels in your sleep, sure, and you can, you know, work on stuff there. But then when you wake up, it's time to come in, because then you can bring in what you've learned and realize. And the more flowing and present you are here, then the better your intuition works and your clarity and your hearing of your angels. So you can get all the answers you need when you're awake here by being present, not by still, you know, being like half in and half out and, you know, still trying to hunt for answers somewhere else. That's just gonna make you really kind of lost. So there's sort of the confused, answer seeking, clarity seeking, scattered parts of you. So we'll heal those parts too, the parts of you that are confused and seeking clarity far, far away. Because there is a part of your spirit that is always out of the body, and that's the way it should be. But I'm talking about like extra parts of you that really you need here and now, for your clarity and your wisdom to kind of resonate consciously. But those parts of you are out, you know, stuck trying to be explorers. So first let's do that. So this is all about healing those scattered parts of you, right? And there are two different reasons. So we're healing the scattered parts. So first, the scattered parts of you that are overwhelmed, and then the scattered parts of you that are seeking answers. Okay, so you can just imagine like a copy of yourself, you know, just has like a blob. You don't have to see accurately, you know. So here's the blob for you that's in and around your body. And then there's little blobs that are scattered parts of you far, far away. And you can just heal both. Heal the part of you that's in and around your body with gold light, and then heal the scattered far away parts of you that are overwhelmed and they just kind of went, I'm out of here. And just imagine gold light, especially for those parts, the far away, scattered, overwhelmed parts of you. Just give those parts of you lots of gold light. And you can just say hi to those parts of you. Hey, it's okay to come back. Hey, it's okay. It's okay to come back. All right, so that was healing the scattered parts of you that are away because at some point you were overwhelmed. So now we'll do a similar thing, but it's for the scattered parts of you that are scattered because you're confused and you're thinking that somehow the clarity that you want is like you can get it from going far away and staying far away. So you have the blob for you, and then there's this like answer seeking parts of you that are scattered and confused. And just gold light through both of those. Both parts of you. The confused, scattered, clarity seeking parts of you, lots of gold light through those parts of you. Just say, hey, it's okay, you can come back. Conscious awareness works better when you come back. So again, just imagine those parts of you that are scattered because you're seeking clarity and answers. Yeah, just lots of gold light through those parts of you. One of my clients, she's scattered because she feels like she's not good enough, like she's sort of too embarrassed to be fully present because she's like, I'm so unproductive, but scattering, keeps her more stuck. So that's silly, right? So she's scattered because she's embarrassed. So heal the scattered parts of you that are embarrassed. And just say, it's okay. I forgive you. You're not doing anything wrong. It's okay. It's easier to make progress if you're present. It's okay. All right, cool. So we did 3 scattered parts of you that are overwhelmed, parts of you that are seeking answers or clarity, and parts of you that are embarrassed. All right. Good job. So I'm just doing gold light through the aura, through the auras, the chakras, and grounding. Okay, so I was just looking at another sample person. Thank you for waiting. um, so you can be mad at your body or mad about your body. The sample person I was looking at, they because of physical issues, they have less ability. Like they don't walk without these, they move with a wheelchair, not moving their legs. And so they have some subconscious anger about that, about their body. And it kind of ends up, practically speaking, that they're mad at their body, even though it's kind of like they're mad at the universe for having this body and not having a body that has functioning legs. But anyway, it's anger baggage that's in the way of being more and more present. And that just gets in the way of like even just enjoying, simple pleasures in life that that person can enjoy. And, plenty of people have that for different reasons. Some people feel like their body isn't tall enough, or it isn't skinny enough, or it isn't, athletic enough, or it's, they're mad because they're older than they wanted to be. They want to stay 20 forever or whatever. you know, um, so so you can have baggage about the state of your body, your physical body. And it could be from a past life as well. I've seen that, where like this one person that I'm remembering, they stepped in a bear trap in a recent past life, and so they were not able to walk anymore, and then they got infected, and it you know, in their mind consciously it shortened their life a lot. On an energy spirit level, it wasn't an accident and it was all meant to be, and so it technically did not shorten the life that they were meant to have, but you know, the person didn't know that, right? So they just had all this anger about like, my leg, that's infuriating, you know. And so, but that baggage about the leg and the anger linked that they linked to their own leg then came through to the next life and gave them issues with that leg in the next life even. So let's get rid of that kind of thing, right? Any emotional baggage or any kind of baggage you have about your body, you know, whether you think it's, you know, too tall or too short or too, you know, or you want it to be, you know, whatever, it's not, you know, it's not staying 20 forever or whatever. So just, it doesn't have to be conscious baggage, you know, of course. But just make a big gold blanket out in front of you and just keep onto it any baggage that you might have, emotional, mental, whatever, about your body from this life or past lives. And just as much as possible, just keep it all out in front. And then just say, angels, can you double check all this? Is this okay to clear right now? And then go ahead and whatever's left on the pile that your angels didn't remove, just bring up red earth energy, soak it all in the red earth energy, and use gold light and melt away the pile. Melt away the cords going into the pile, melt the pile. You can use gold fire, gold water, whatever. You could blow it up too if you're just doing this for yourself. So we'll keep working that for a sec. So we just did like a blanket exercise basically, to clear your baggage about your body. And then let's do flower healing. And then we'll repeat again the blanket exercise of the flower healing. So the flower healing, just to help you have, like the angels are mentioning to me, grace. Grace, in the way they mean it right now, is sort of like an acceptance of, you know, like there's this expression like, you know, help me to accept what I cannot change. And I don't know, I'm messing it up, but the courage to change what I can, and acceptance, you know, grace to accept what I can't change. You know, like you can't make your physical body stay 20 forever, right? So you have the, you know, help to have the sort of a graceful acceptance of that. And then, you know, maybe you can change how strong your upper body is by working out, you know, so help you to have the motivation to change that if you want. So acceptance and motivation, maybe. So energy healing flowers for acceptance and motivation. And have angels, can you double check my flowers? And then give them to yourself. More energy healing flowers for body acceptance and body related motivation. Angels, can you double check my flowers? And then give them to yourself. Yeah, someone mentions the Serenity Prayer. Yeah, I kind of wanted to have like a non-prayer version because like the prayer just sounds like a religious overtone. But yes, there is the Serenity Prayer, which I botched in trying to paraphrase. All right, so that was flower healing for acceptance and motivation. Body related. Motivation and acceptance. Okay, so then we'll circle back around, do it again. Blanket exercise to get rid of baggage about your body, and then flower exercise. So, okay, so big blanket out in front of you, big gold blanket, dump onto it all your baggage about your body, subconscious from the past lives, you know, whatever. It's too big, too small, too young, too old, whatever it is. You know, maybe your mobility isn't what you want it to be, or, you know, whatever. Just put it all out in front of you, all the baggage, and say, angels, can you double check all this? And then bring up red earth energy, soak it all in red earth energy, and gold light, melt away everybody's cords going into it, and just melt it away or blow it up. If you're healing someone else, do not blow up their stuff. Too pushy. So you're melting away your body-related baggage. If you have any leftovers, the angels help me clear that. All right, and then we'll finish that off with a flower healing for acceptance and motivation related to your body. So lots of flowers, as many as you possibly need. Energy healing flowers for you to help you accept your body and also be motivated to change what maybe you is healthy to change, that you want to change. Just say, angels, can you double check my flowers? And then give them to yourself. One more time, acceptance and motivation flowers. Angels, can you double check them? Give them to yourself. I like that. Body acceptance and motivation flowers. Good stuff. All right, let's see. Let's do, I think we're close to being done, but let's quickly do magnetic alignment of chakras. So magnetic alignment of chakras is where it's more than just making sure your chakras are, your major chakras along your spine are in a straight up and down line. You think about the magnetic fields around each chakra, and you center the magnetic field around the chakra just by using a lot of gold light so it clicks back in place. So then all the magnetic fields around your major chakras are all aligned with each other, and that it creates a really extra strong force for your chakras, which translates into more aura strength. It's really neat. So here's my amazing diagram for that. So like, say this is the round opening of the front of your fifth chakra and the round opening of the front of your fourth chakra. And then your magnetic fields, they might not, you have your regular chakra alignment, which you probably have right now because we've done so much chakra work, but we'll double check that. And then you have these magnetic fields that are just gold, flowy force fields around each chakra, and you just heal them so that they center around the chakra, and then they all kind of click in place. So first, just imagine copies of your astral and physical chakras. You have the 7 major chakras out in front of you. So you have 7 astral chakras, 7 physical chakras. When you're present, they're inside each other. So it looks like 7 cylinders. So like, like this is a little round cylinder. So I just trying to cover up the white because you don't want to have white in your chakras, right? So 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's how they're oriented, like 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So just have astral and physical chakra copies out in front of you. And just for the regular alignment, you don't want them kind of knocked out of alignment. So just gold light so that they're like a nice straight up and down line. And then the magnetic fields, just be aware of those around each chakra and run gold light through the magnetic fields for each of these major chakras so that those click into place and center around each chakra. Whew. So this is magnetic alignment. And you may need to do it extra around the lower chakras. Gold light through the magnetic fields of each chakra. All right, so that was magnetic alignment of your chakras, your major chakras. So let's just do one little quick round of steps, and then we're really, really done. So just imagine, we already did steps earlier, probably about, like 44 minutes ago. So anyway, just a copy of all your steps out in front of you, stubborn triggered energy blocks. Just put a copy of all of those out in front of you and bring up red earth energy and use gold light to melt away the cores going into these stubborn triggered energy blocks. And then melt the blocks themselves with gold light. Keep breathing. And if you have any left over, just say, angels, help me clear those. All right, and you can redo your grounding real quick. And say, angels, can you please give me a healing? Just to help wrap up. Oh. All right, we are done. Woo, 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 woo. Good job, good job, good job, good job. Done with the healing. So I will set my little timer for 25 minutes to help me have a time efficient little wrap up Q&A here. Please just comment, like, for example, how this healing was for you, if you wish, and give context. Like, did I heal you and you healed yourself? Did I just heal you and you just cleaned your house? Or did you just heal yourself and I didn't heal you? If you have any comments, so just not like a general Q&A about everything in life, but just if you have questions about, you know, physical body, nature, what we talked about, what we did in this healing. If you have just a general question and you're not a newbie, like you're more advanced, just put it under any video at any time and I'll get to it when I can. If you're a super newbie, like you've never done my stuff before, you could like put your initials and ask if I have any feedback about your energy, like what needs healing. Okay. So I'm going to backtrack and get the comments that I missed. Oops. I'm going to get rid of that little spammy thing. There we go. Someone says, looking forward to this. Lovely to see you. Looking good as always. Power to the people. How can I keep from singing brilliant song to keep yourself upbeat during a stressful time? Well, that's nice. Someone says, good morning. Good morning to you. Someone says, hi, guys. I think maybe they're reminding people to subscribe to my channel. So yeah, you could subscribe to my channel if you're not. Or just give it a thumbs up in this live stream too, if you haven't already, if you want. That's one of my dogs stomping. Someone says, thank you. Spend as much time as you need in nature. You are always receiving divine energy. Well, thank you. Someone says, hi from Chicago. Hello, hello. Someone just says thank you with their little emojis. Serenity Prayer, yeah. Oh, you're typing it out for me. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Yes, it's a good one. Someone says, let me change things I currently am unable to change. All right. Somebody says, woohoo. Somebody says, thank you for the healing. I had some anger come up during the healing. It has released now. How did my friend do? And she mentions her name. Yeah. She says she needs a nap. It worked. I mean, she got a lot repaired. She was like not that present before, but she's in like 7 through 3 now. She's releasing so much though. It's like I'm reminding her like healthy and gentle. We don't have to release it all today. So she's like chilling out a little. But yeah, she did well. She seems to take to this stuff very easily. Maybe the theme was part of it that she liked. You know, nature. I mean, you know, that's so nice. Okay, somebody says, I healed myself and asked my angels to also ask my 3-year-old angels to be a part of this healing. He is now sleeping. He did okay. First time asking his angels. Yeah, you can always talk to your kids' angels for sure. And you can, of course, ask your angels to give you the healing and ask the angels of your kid to give your kid the healing. So yeah, you know, like say if your kid's name is Bill, just say, hey, Billy's angels, can you please give my child this healing? You know, and that the angels, they'll know when to do it, you know, and everything. So yeah, so it worked fine. Good job. Someone says their name and says, you healed me and my family. Yes, this healing was awesome. Thank you. Oh, good. Yeah, and your son did well. He seems mellow. It'd be interesting to hear in the survey how your observations about people. But looks like everybody surfed it really easily. Someone says, I feel much better today. Yesterday, headache, knee ache, went to a rookery. Love birds. Thank you for healing me today. You're welcome. Someone says, thank you so much, Janet. I was a participant and also healed myself. I've been feeling really heavy and spacey this week now I feel great. Well, good. Yes, I think you had some of that scattered parts of you looking for clarity. You know, like parts of you that want more clarity about, you know, things you're trying to manifest. And those parts of you, some of those parts of you were accidentally like, you know, permanently out there going, what should I do? When should I do it? You know, why isn't it happening? So, you know, maybe keep working on that. You know, the parts of you that are scattering because they're confused and seeking clarity. Just keep, you know, imagining those far off parts and healing them so they can come back. Someone says, I healed myself. How did it go? And you mentioned your name, which is nice. Good. Before you were in 7 through 3, now you're in 7 through 2. So 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So you're more present. You could keep working on Wei Qi aura repair. So keep doing the aura repair. Your both your regular auras did need repair, and you did it, and that's successful. But then the 15 extra auras, it's easy to have a ton of rips in those auras because there's so many of them, I guess. So your Wei Qi auras, I would say that you did maybe half the repair that would be good for you to do right now. So maybe do that again, the aura repair. So you just imagine all your auras out in front of you and just imagine like where they're kind of ripped up more, you know, like top, front, back, you know, whatever, and just kind of focus extra gold light there. And I don't think there's anything in the way of you doing more, like, I mean, because you could do sticky gold wax to remove the junk first and then do more repair. You could do that. But yeah, sticky gold wax and more repair of auras, especially Wei Qi auras, the 15 Wei Qi auras, that would be extra nice. But you did great. Someone says, thank you, Janet. You healed me and I healed myself. I went from feeling less grounded to feeling grounded, peaceful, and energized. I loved healing scattered, clarity-seeking parts. Awesome, thanks. Yeah, good. Also melting blocks in and out of my grounding steps and healing creative rings made a huge difference for me. Oh, good. Yeah, the steps thing, if it weren't for people talking in their surveys about steps, I wouldn't have realized how necessary it is to keep clearing steps in these healings. So that's in part too because of people's feedback that we do it more frequently now in healings. Someone says, you healed me and I was doing cardio exercises in my gym. How about that? Good for you. Any tips to be in my body more while working out? Yeah, I think probably because it's a public gym, I guess. I'm assuming it's a public gym because you kind of like, it's like you're sort of standing at the edge of your aura going, hey, this is my time, you know? And so just like imagine less of your energy right at the edge of your aura and more energy actually in your arms and your legs. You know, just like pull in and really, you know, be in and try to feel your muscles and feel your breath and, you know, just let your angels stand around you if you feel the extra need for some boundaries help. Say, angels, can you stand all around me? But make sure you say angels. Someone says, hi, Janet, I healed myself. Well, that's good. You're welcome to do that. Maybe didn't feel very centered this time in general. So I don't feel I did a great job. I almost feel like my vision is twisted somehow. Any feedback on why that is? Thank you. Your creative rings are damaged. Your chakras, the major ones, are fully repaired, but your creative rings are pretty like bashed up and crushed up. So 3 gold creative rings above your head. We did creative ring repair after aura repair in the healing. So it was like maybe about roughly like 48 minutes into the live stream. No, maybe 46 minutes into the live stream, roughly. We did creative ring repair. I'll timestamp it later. Actually, there is an individual video now that I like on creative ring repair. It's like 14 minutes long, maybe. It's very thorough and focused. So if you search Janet Wright creative ring repair, it should come up. And it's newer and it's like 14 minutes, I think. But I think that's part of what's so disorienting for you, is that they're all smashed up, and that'll really throw off a lot. Your regular auras are repaired. You do have a lot of Wei Qi aura damage though. Those extra auras, the 15 extra auras, like the whole like mohawk area, this whole upper top and back area. So I would say keep doing the Wei Qi aura repair too. But I think once you get the creative rings repaired, then just do extra Wei Qi aura repair, which is the same process as aura repair. You could imagine it like as a big valley that shouldn't be there, and just wash it out with sticky gold wax, get rid of the junk, and then just keep repairing. We did aura repair in this, so you could just repeat it. But yeah, creative ring repair and more Wei Qi aura repair. I don't think much is wrong with your vision per se. It's just that it's hard for you to be present, period, right now. You also have a lot of energy like coming right at you in your face, which I noticed with a different client of mine. They were like, oh, I'm kind of overwhelmed. I don't have time to do this or this or this. And I'm like, well, I told her, look at what is overwhelming you. Like, when you meditate, just think like, hey, what's overwhelming me? A lot of times energy just like coming straight at you is, that's overwhelming. So just think, okay, well, do I have energy like you know, beaming me from here or like down here, you know, and just usually that's, well, it could be people, it could be beings, you know, so just like get that recycled, you know, whatever's like coming right at you. So I think that's maybe too what you're sensing as a problem with your vision is really just a lot of, you know, invasive beings shooting energy at you right there. So just, you know, imagine like, maybe there's 15, say angels, can you recycle all of them? Anyway, so that's not exactly healing related, but it's so universal. I think a lot of people have that issue. So someone says, you mentioned angels wanting me to clear out third chakra in the spring a month or two ago. I'm wondering if it's related to this healing. Since then, I noticed a lot more cords in my third chakra. Thank you for this healing. I'm just mostly felt the cords, LOL. Well, I mean, when you get more present, you get more aware of things that are happening. So it's not that you're corded more now because you're clearing, it's that you're more aware of subtle things going on that you weren't aware of before. So your first layer, what I noticed is your first layer is really, really tight. Like you're in 7 through 2 right now, and it's just your first aura layer, something's really up with that. So you could just focus on that and, you know, open that up more. A lot of gold light, unblock your first layer much more. And just, you know, kind of click more into your legs. You know, I think just overall first layer stuff, but, you know, specifically enough so that you can be more in your legs. It could be theme specific, this first layer tightness that you have. It could be that there's a lot of built up fear that's in the way of you, you know, being more in your body and being more with nature. Because it could relate to like a big lifestyle change that you want to make that is more nature oriented and more validating for your physical body. So I think you're using this theme as like a, you know, trying to push yourself to take a big step forward as far as changing your life. So I think that's why it's so triggered right now. It's just a lot of fear for chakra blocks. So your first layer is like, like really stuck. So just keep with it though. Just keep unblocking your first layer. Maybe stebs, you know, keep clearing stebs, stubborn triggered energy blocks. So it says, thanks, Janet. I was feeling nice and mellow, but now I'm feeling panicky. Not sure why. Yeah, just clear stebs. Somebody's, I think your husband actually is like sitting in your first layer of your aura. You can just let him know, you know, hey, go find your body. Go talk to your angels. I don't think he's really bent on like owning your first chakra right now. I think he's just sort of like, what's going on? What's wrong? You know, he's just in your space, disoriented. So just let him know that his body's over there. Someone says, that makes total sense about the scattered parts looking for clarity. I often feel scattered, but not in the traditional way. Yeah, not overwhelmed, just scattered. Yeah. Someone says, sorry, I forgot to ask my question. Do you know what is causing the hissing in my ears and head? I mean, I think it's your telepathy is picking up really subtle things. I think at that moment your telepathic mesh has a bunch of rips in it and a bunch of cords from people. So at the moment it's actually more people than invasive beings. Because you would think hiss, oh, that's not human, that's an invasive being somewhere. But I don't think right now it is. I think it's just, you know, your telepathy is hearing, nonverbal hearing. and your telepathy is like jacked to 100%, you know, for some reason lately. And so any sort of disturbance in the force, you're hearing it as a sound. Um, and so, because you're in pretty good shape right now. Like right now, you're in 7 through 2. You know, your major chakras are all nicely repaired. Things are looking pretty decent, you know, and yet you hear the hissing. So I think it's just your telepathy's jacked to 100%, and your telepathic mesh, you know, that gold mesh in the front of the 5th layer is all ripped up. So just heal that, unblock it, melt away the cords going into it, and just keep healing your 5th layer. Just, you know, pick a nice, you know, shade of light blue that you like, or medium blue, and just imagine swimming around it and just, you know, getting rid of anything that you don't like in your 5th layer. And, you know, your 5th chakra is in pretty good shape, but there are like scooped out little damaged parts in the front and the back of that round opening, you know, so you could do a little more 5th chakra healing. But 5th chakra, 5th layer, telepathic mesh. And then you could imagine, you know, like your telepathy being like a, you know, how much conscious telepathy you want, and just kind of have your angels help you to kind of lower it to a level that's a little more comforting for you, so you don't hear every little imbalance in your space as like a sound. Because that can be a bit much. Okay, hope that helps. So 5th chakra, 5th layer, telepathic mesh, and then adjust the level of your conscious telepathy with your angel's help. Someone says, thank you, darling. I'll do it right away. Wei Chi auras and creative rings. Get my centeredness back. Much love. You're welcome. And yes, while I live in a very noisy place and I feel very triggered all the time. Thank you for validating that. You're welcome. And there is hope. You can keep healing and have your inner tranquility in the midst of lots of human chaos. So it says, thank you for your answer. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, well, maybe we should wrap up. So, and again, there are no rules, you know, because like I think some people are like, oh God, now I have to hug a bunch of trees today, and I don't want to, you know. Your engagement with your physical body and with nature, you know, you can let you and your angels customize it to what feels right for you today and what's comforting for you and nourishing and fun for you. All right, well, take care. You guys are awesome. And Bambi says hi too, of course. Right? You say hi? You say hi to everybody? She's becoming very bold lately. Like she was trying to get into my husband's pizza box that he had on the counter last night, and she was so determined. And we kept like trying to get her away from the pizza box, and she kept going back to it. It was closed, but she was like determined to get into it. And then she decided she wanted to knock it on the floor because then the dogs would get into it for her and then she could get some. So I caught her like trying to push the pizza box off the counter with her nose. I caught it just in time. So she's quite a, I don't know, determined little girl now. All right, well, thanks, you're awesome. And like I said, the other 2 healings in this set will be on the same theme, but different awesomeness. And those will be in 2 days and then in another 2 days. So on Sunday and Tuesday. All right. Bye, everybody. You're awesome. Take care. Have a good day. And